Welcome to the Weekly Chantal, a recap of this week in Chantopolis. My name is Bingo, and this is the week of Sunday, May 26th. Chantal went live to show us her Undertaker impression. And to continue the wrestling theme, Salah then took that stupid fucking hat from Chantal and slapped the shit out of her.
Oh yeah, thanks. That's better. Oh, you got a nice long arm span. Whoa, okay. Whoa, okay. Jeez.
She's trying to hide how upset she is by laughing it off, but you could tell that she's feeling hurt. We've seen this exact same behavior from her before.
He's not a cow. I don't call it cow, I call it buffalo.
A buffalo is a cow.
No.
A pretty cow.
And what kind of person would stay with someone whose husband does this? Well, the answer is Chantal. What also happened during this live disgusted me. Salah squeezed Harry Hamster and put him close to Julia, therefore terrorizing the poor little thing. And Chantal just laughed. I'm not showing that here, and fuck them both.
I'm going to do a bit of skincare while I talk about my weigh-in and a bit about little history about me for those of you who don't know.
On Tuesday the 28th of May, Mesdames Sarro cosplayed as not only her regular pious Muslim self, but also a bilingual skincare expert.
So let's get into it. Yalla. So first thing I use on my skin a lot is rose water. It's really hydrating. Put it all over my face because I love that like refreshing sense of, refreshment on my face. Especially now it's like 42 degrees outside Celsius. Last time I did a live, I talked French.
I was curious about the amount of times Chantal said the word French. Please don't turn this into a drinking game. You will die.
There's a few times I've talked French, like here and there. And people are like surprised. Like, people are surprised that I can talk French. I went to my mother put me in a French Catholic school. So we only spoke French.
I despise the French.
We were taught French right from kindergarten. I even think pre-K was French. So I was put into, from grade 1 to grade 8, like intensive French Catholic strict school.
What's happening?
My teacher was called Sœur Louise, like Sister Louise, like a nun.
Right.
And it was nuns. And
am I in hell?
And it was attached to a church. It was called Sainte Croix. École élémentaire Sainte Croix. Je vais vous rencontrer une petite histoire de ma vie. My dad is French, pure French Canadian. There's like people named Napoleon in our lineage. Okay, so I'm French. My grandfather, Sarro is like a specifically French Canadian name. Like if you look up Sarro, it's French Canadian. My dad's last name is very French. My grandfather, that's where that comes from. So that's the French in my family. In elementary school, I learned French, Now at home I didn't speak it because my mom didn't speak. She spoke very basic French, but she wanted me to have that because in Ontario, it's usually easier to find a job if you're bilingual. Thanks, me. The French high school in Cornwall, Ontario. And they were very strict. They were Catholic and they were very strict. Like if they heard you speaking English in the hallway, you can get in trouble. I only had one friend who went there because she was very French. So that's when my French education pretty much stopped. I don't remember if I took a French class in high school. I really don't. I don't remember like exactly all the classes I took, but mandatory French at St. Lawrence, no, it's an English public school. So my history in French is basically just like went to a very intensive French elementary school. I learned French, and it just always stuck with me. Like if somebody's talking to me in French, I'll understand what they say. I couldn't, do like a French lecture, but in French they say je me débrouille, I get on, I can do it. I'm pretty fluent in French. Like it's always stuck with me. And because the French they taught us, right, was like, proper French, like, in an educational institution.
Oui, oui, Baguette. Bisous.
And so, yeah, I learned French that way. So family was very French. speak only French. Like, she didn't know any, and my cousins didn't know any English. So how to say it in French, like au secours, like my level of French was back then, but it was, yeah, to say my family there's a very French side. You know, Saro is very French Canadian. En français? You know, they always ask me if I want to speak French because they think that I'm French.
What are you gonna go? You're gonna go to Paris? What are you guys gonna ride around on bikes with berets and fucking baguettes in the basket of the front of your bikes? Oh, how romantic.
And it's like, no. Or if I go to Quebec and they're like, you know, what's your name? And I say Chantal Saro, they're like, en français? You know, they always ask me if I want to speak French because they think that I'm French.
Bonjour, Mademoiselle Bingo here. I don't speak a word of French. However, I do have a lot of family members in Montreal, so I've been there a few times. And you know what? Everyone in Quebec fucking assumes you speak French.
And it's like, no, you know, my mom was English. It seems every time I talk French, people are like surprised that I know French. Like, I went to a French school my entire elementary life. Like, really juicy, hydrating, like things that are hydrating, you know? Hey guys, so my blood sugar is still very high.
The rest of the week was a mishmash of health-related subjects. You could see from Chantal's face, despite the filters, she did lose some weight. Those 15 kgs melted off of her when she was sick. She hadn't put in the hard work then, but she claims that she's going to do it now. Will this finally be the health arc that has her change for the better, for the long term? The one that makes her the skinny queen that she is on the inside? No. In my opinion, health guru Chantal is the most boring version of her. So we're going to skip a lot of this health arc glow up bullshit. It's only a matter of time before her return to form.
Every single day.
At the end of the week, Chantal and her crooked lipstick went on one about Yaba and Sam of the YouTube Underground. I'm going to stick to my lane, but let's have a quick look at what she had to say.
I'm like the center of this shit gore world community that you've created, and I don't have a right to say anything? I don't think so, buddy.
He's not your buddy, friend. I'm not your friend, guy.
As ever, the Chantal cycle will continue to cycle. Soon enough, she'll stop taking her medication regularly if she hasn't already done so. She'll inform us that her health is none of our business. And the hubcaps of rice will flow like airport gravy. Without the intense psychological help that she needs in order to overcome this, she won't actually ever get healthy. So if you're bored with this health arc stuff, don't worry. She'll be back to beezing soon enough. And now for the r/Chantopolis comment of the week. Exostar Sprinkle OX, you are so funny, and that comment had me rolling laughing. Thank you so much. If you're enjoying this content, please subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye!